poor.
Oh yeah, I guess so. I guess his network is poor. Okay, so in 2-3 minutes, can anyone just put us through, or can you remind us what we did in our class yesterday? Today's the last day for Microsoft Text, and I will try to do my best to round up with everything. I'll only do the visualization part, so I will try to do my best to just round everything up. So in just 2-3 minutes, can anyone share with us what he or she picked from the class yesterday, and also let me just do yesterday. So anybody wants to share? Prince, do you want to share? Paul, do you want to? I think Paul or Prince. I don't know which of you
Honestly,
was.
I left earlier. My battery was down, so I left. I don't think I stayed up to 1 hour yesterday, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, okay, it's
I
fine.
left around 7:05 for there. About, yeah,
Okay, it's fine.
I haven't
All
downloaded
right.
it.
No, no. But hope you're able to watch the recorded session. Were you able to, or you will
I
do that
have
during the course of
I,
the week?
I haven't. I will do that within the week. I said by Monday I will download everything and
Okay, okay,
then
it's
go.
fine. All right. What about Paul? Okay, yeah, Boluwaji, I'll give
Hello,
you. I
can
would.
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Paul. I can hear you, Paul.
Okay. As I said yesterday, I had network issues, so I did not
Okay.
really follow up. But I will watch the recording within
Yeah,
the week.
it's fine. It's understandable too. All right, so Boluwaji, I can hear you now.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
All right. So when I was going through my work on
Yes.
the pivot table section,
Okay.
on the calculated feed section, so
Okay.
I tried to use my what's it called my calculated item. The calculated this thing actually worked,
What?
but on
Which one
the
worked?
what's it called the what's it called calculated feed,
There's item, there's
it
field.
works.
So which one? The
Yes,
one for field
the
worked.
feed. Yes,
Worked.
it works for
It
field. Yes,
okay.
but when I got to
The item part.
the item part, it was telling me the this thing is group. You have to ungroup it before it can work. So it didn't work at all. And I've tried to ungroup. I've done so many things.
Okay,
Still,
so
it didn't work.
why creating the data? I mean, why trying to insert the data into Pivot table? Did you check the box for add data to data model?
To be on this part, there was no. I didn't check it. Then
You
I
didn't
created
check.
another one. Actually,
Okay.
yes, I created another pivot tables. Then I actually went through it. So I did not check that part. On that
Okay.
part, it is not the calculator was not even showing at all.
Okay. So do you know what? Are you currently using your system now to join the class?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, I'm
can you
on it.
share your screen? Can you share your screen? Hi, Yetunde. I would, yeah, hi. I can see you. I would, let's attend to Boluwaji.
Yes,
So
same. I
can,
just want to say I had the same issue. That's just
oh,
sorry.
okay, the same issue with him.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So
Let me
let's
see.
see.
Share.
Can you share your screen with us?
I'm trying to see. Okay, share screen. Okay. Yes. Um. Are you seeing my screen now?
Yes, I can see your screen, so you can share with us.
Okay. Now, are you seeing it?
Yeah, I'm seeing your screen, so share with us. Share your the work here.
Okay. So this is the calculated item.
Okay.
Are you seeing the stuff that I brought out?
I've not seen what you brought out.
It's there already.
I'm only seeing your pivot table. I've not seen anything yet. Okay, so I just saw it now. So it's saying that the
Okay.
pivot, okay, the pivot table report feed is grouped. We can now add a calculated item to a grouped feed. Click the ungroup button in the group on the analyze tab, and then insert the calculated item after inserts after inserted. You can group the items of the field again. Okay, so let's see. You can just follow the instruction. The instruction here is to ungroup the field, make it in the row or column area. It's already in the row or column area. Then select one of the items of the grouped field. Click the ungroup button. So you can find this ungroup button. This is your analyze
Yeah, I'm
tab.
seeing it.
Have you seen?
I'm seeing groups.
Okay, click on the ungroup. Then once you have ungrouped it, then let's try to insert. So click on the ungroup button here in the group. Yeah, let's
Yes,
see.
I'm clicking the ungroup button. It's not actually. It's not ungrouping it.
Cannot group that selection.
Try it.
Okay, so let's try to no, there's no need. Just try to go and click on that field and items again. Let's see.
Okay. Try it. So I have to. Okay. Yeah. So this is it.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
not the pivot table now. I mean the okay, you want to insert again, no problem, it's fine. You can insert again.
Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
can I
Yeah, click on use a new
go
worksheet.
ahead?
Yes. No, continue.
Okay. So let's say I want to do sales person total sales like this. Fine. So let's go to my pivot. Analyzer.
So let's try to do it and see if it
Okay.
works. It worked?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that means there was a
Thank
problem
you.
with that one. There was probably
Yeah.
because yeah. All
Thank
right
you.
then. But we still have to check
Yeah,
what
Thank
Mr.
you.
probably
Blady,
forgot.
can you try and do the calculated feed first? Then click on calculated item. I think that was the issue. I did
Yes,
the calculated
it comes up.
for the two.
It says yes. Southwest. It's here for yeah. It's no. This sorry. Let me go back. It's work anyway. It's a region. I tried it for region. Yeah. So
All right, so it
yeah.
worked. It worked.
Yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
work.
Yeah, would for Miss Yetunde, we'll try and check out what is going on with yours later together. So let's just continue with the class. All right. So I was saying that in 2 minutes, for those of us that we're following what we taught in class yesterday, can you just share with us what you picked from the class before we move on to the next one? Who wants to share? So I'll try to share my screen now. So I'm waiting. Who wants Miss Yetunde? Do you want to share with us? Anybody wants to share? You're around for the class. You want to share? So hold on, please.
This class that's why you told Levi and got more miss it. Miss it.
All right, guys, I'm back. Who wants to go first?
Oh boy.
Who wants to go first?
Okay. So
Okay.
yesterday, hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
So yesterday we did how to create DAX function, how
Okay.
to group age using either nested if or switch through to group age, and also we should ensure that we put comma in our function so that it can work. And
Yeah.
we did a lot of DAX function yesterday, how to extract year from date and the rest. I don't know.
Okay. All right, so thank you very much for sharing. And we'll just move straight to the business of the day. All right, so I had to quickly, before the class started, I had to just quickly arrange the pivot table so that it will be more organized. So I arranged those that should be under business performance, under based on this the objective we are working with. This one's here, the business performance overview, all that we're told to work on, product performance and profitability, the customer insight and retention. So I had to just quickly arrange the pivot table in that order so that it will not be scattered when we are trying to create the visual. All right, so we've done our pivot table, we've analyzed our data yesterday. I think two other things I didn't show us is how to add slicers that can filter through all our pivot tables and also timelines. So I would to insert slicer to this pivot table such that anytime I insert slicer, I can always slice through. So for example, not for example, let me just add slicers or timeline. So just can come here to your insert and you would see slicers and timeline here, or in your pivot table analyze, you see insert slicer and insert timeline, but you have to select anywhere on your pivot, any of your pivot table to do that. So I'll just click on, let me use this one, select anywhere here, then go to, we have slicer, I will insert slicer, and there's timeline. So does anybody have an idea what a slicer is and what a timeline is, or how to differentiate between both? Who wants to share? You have an idea what a slicer is and what a timeline is? Of course, they are both tools for slicing through your data, but what is the difference between both slicers and timeline? Anybody? Who wants to share? Anybody wants to share?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, slicer is used to filter based on the column. You can filter out you can put a slicer on a particular column and filter information in that column. Let's assume you have a column for states. You can put
Okay.
your slicer on states, then you can filter out information based on a specific states. Why
Okay.
timeline works with time duration, like
Okay.
months, can filter out based on months, based on year, and the rest. So that's just what I
Okay.
know about it.
Thank you. Exactly. For slicers, even slicers can take the dates, can take the year or the month as slicers. It can work with any of the columns. But for timelines, timeline only accepts the column that contains date. For example, I said insert slicer. You can see all the feeds, all the tables are active. So it means I can just select from anyone. I can say I want to insert slicer from the dim calendar. If I hit OK, it will help us with slicer. I can also say, okay, I want to generate slicer from, if I hit insert again, let me just hit insert again to insert slicer. I would say, okay, I want to add maybe product category to the slicer. I can do that. That's for slicers. You can add any of the columns, you can slice through any of the columns based on the values in them. But for timelines would only take we only work with date column alone, the date table alone. What do I mean? If I still select somewhere in my pivot table, when I go to pivot table analyze, then I hit insert slicer, you see that the only table, it brought two tables, and you can only see that for the dim calendar, you get to see other feeds that is date related, only takes the date. Then you can see for sales fact table, that's because the sales fact table contains a column that has date in it. So let's say I want to work with the dim calendar one, and I select this date, then I hit OK. This is timeline here. Timeline here. You can only use it to slice through time periods. Your year, your month, quarter. If I come here, you can see years, quarters, months, and days. So I would be using these two here. First, let me bring this around here. I'll delete this for product category. Delete. So I have slicer here. If I hit on 2011, it will only slice this particular pivot table. It's only working with that's because when I wanted to create the slicer, I clicked on this particular pivot table to insert the slicer. So if I want to connect this slicer to every other pivot table here on this sheet, all all I have to do, I'll first on filter or by pressing this funnel icon here. Then I'll right click on the slicer and I'll go straight to report connection. With this report connection option, I would be able to connect this slicer to all the pivot tables here, such that if I try to slice through based on the years, it would show me result for a particular year. So I'm going to check all these boxes to link it with all the pivot tables on this sheet. So I'll check them everything. I'll check everything. Okay. So to create connection, I'm checking everything here. So I think I'm done creating connection with it. So I'll hit OK. If I slash through now using, I said, okay, I want to see all for 2011. So waiting for it. Once I click 2011, it will slice all the data. So you are seeing now, first, on filter everything, we have that total revenue is 995,176,318. If I hit slice for 2011, it filters all the pivot table. I say, okay, for 2011, we made over 10 million plus 10 million and 65,000 total revenue. Then this is the profit we made in 2011. Then this is the total customer we had then in 2011. This is the total product that we're selling there in 2011. Then this is the average value order in 2011. And these are the breakdown. So in 2011, the only product that was being sold then in 2011 was the bikes. The bikes category are the only products sold there in 2011. Then let's check 2012. So in 2012, we have 10,289,670. Then we have this profit. There was an increase in the profits. Then this is the total product, this is 65. Then this is the average value order. And we have other things that slice through. Then in 2013, the same thing. With the help of slider, you can slice through your data. So it's in 2013 that they introduced other categories such as accessories and clothing. But 2011, 2012, they were still selling or dealing with bikes category product. But in 2013, they introduced the accessories and the clothing. And from there, their revenue increased as well as their profits that they make also increase. The customer, they also have increased as well. Then we have in 2014. So when you slice through, you might not be able to really get all this well until you visualize this data. You visualize them using your charts for clear insights so you can see what you are doing very, very well. All right. So now when it comes to visualizing your data, there are three key things you need to understand. So I'm just going to let me just open a slide now so that we can quickly run through that. Supposed to have opened this down. Let me run through that. So look at it together. Okay. So when it comes to visualizing your data, I mean using visuals, charts to represent them, what you've done, there are three key things you need to ask yourself, three key questions. And it's a question of what type of data are you working with? Then two, what exactly do you want to communicate with your data? Then three, who are the end users of your data and what exactly do they need? For example, we'll go with the first one. What type of data are you working with? So if we have different types of data, we have geospatial data. These are the data that has to do with geographical areas, maybe sales in some regions, in some countries, some cities, some province, geospatial data. You're looking at time. When you say time series, that's a bit okay. You want to look at trends of sales over time, over the years. So if you're looking at data and you've been told to show trends of sales or trends of revenue over the years, over months, or quarterly, annually, then okay, this is a time series data I want to work on. Then hierarchical data, you want to show hierarchy of data, you want to show products, you want to show category of products, the subcategories, the product itself. So if you're dealing with the geospatial data, the kind of visual to use for spatial is map. Map would do justice to visualizing your data well because it has to do with location. Then for time series, anything I'm dealing with time series data, you want to show trends. Okay, for trends, I have to, and let me just come here. Okay, so for the type of data you are working with often determines which type of visual will best represent it. For example, using map to represent geospatial data, line chart for time series. Then you want to represent hierarchical data, you use tree maps to do that. Then the next one is what do you want to communicate? What exactly do you want to share with people? What do you want them to know that you are doing? So there's one for comparison, there's composition, there's distribution, there's relationship. Now looking at comparison, you are saying, okay, do you want to compare values across time or across category? So common visuals you should use at this point if you want to do show comparison with your data is column chart or bar chart, clustered column or bar chart, data table or heat map, radar chart, line chart, area chart. So if you want to show comparison across categories, across various years, across various months, so all these charts here are used and good for showing comparison with your data. Do you want to show composition? That is used to break down the component part of a whole. If I want to show composition, then bar chart or column chart will also do justice. Your pie chart or donut chart will do justice. Stack area chart, waterfall chart, funnel chart, tree map will do justice. Then we look at distribution. So it has to do with using charts to show the frequency of values within a series. Do you want to show this distribution? You can use either your histogram to do this, your density plot, your box and whiskey chart, scattered plot, data table or heat map, your map. Then you want to show relationship, and you want to show the correlation between two multiple variables. You want to show the correlation between the price and the revenue. You see that as the price increases, the revenue also increase, or as the price of product increases, the revenue decreases. So to show relationship between two variables, we can use the common chart. You can use the scattered plot chart, your bubble chart. We have there are some that are more advanced. So basic one are the ones we'll be looking at today as we want to build this report. Then it's a question of who is your end user and what exactly do they need. If your end user is a data analyst like you, they don't need surface something. They want you to give them all the possible details that they need, down to the simplest or the smallest details. So if you're going to be sharing your reports with a data analyst like you want to use more tables or combo charts, just show granular details to the smallest and simplest level of your data that you've worked on. If you're going to be if the manager is going to be your end user, then you want to summarize your data with more clear and actionable insight to help that manager run the business. So you want to use common charts that he can understand, common graphs he can understand, then share some details that would help him to, help him to make better decisions. If your end user, whosoever will be seeing the report you're working on, is an executive body, you see those stakeholders, they don't have time for going deep. They don't want to see if the business is performing well or not. What they want to see the business health. They want to just track the business health. So you want to use some KPIs, key KPIs like what is total revenue? What is our previous year sales? What is total profit? How many customers do we have? How many products do we have at hand? Okay, what is the trend over time? They don't want to see those key things to know that is the business going forward or not, or we need to do something to make it go forward or to earn more profits. They're not interested in you going down to the granular part, the smallest part, the smallest level, like the analyst. But as stakeholders, they only want to know if the business is going well or it's not going well. So just simple cuts, KPI cuts, or some simple challenge, a little detail to help them understand what you've done. Okay, so I'll just go back to the report. Now I'm going to use, if you're trying to get insights using this pivot table, it might be stressful a bit because you have to start looking through. But with the help of visuals, you can see your analysis, what you've done clearly. So I'm going to create, so I'll add new sheets now. So you have to follow me. If you get lost at some points, call my attention to it. So I would put us through. So first, I'm going to uncheck grid lines. So I'm here in my view tab and I'll uncheck the grid lines. Then the next thing I want to do is to Control A to highlight everything here. I want to change the background because I want to start creating the report. Change the background color to, I'll use this gray. Yeah, this gray. Then I want to insert a shape. I will insert a shape. So I'll come here to shapes. And so you can see shape in the insert tab. You'd see shape there. So I'll insert this particular shape and I'll draw the shape I want to insert. First, since it's this shape I'm going to use to build the layout, I would have to format this shape. So you can format this shape by either coming here to shape format, this contextual tab here that came up because of the shape, or right click and you see format shape here as well. But I'll go with this one for now. Then I would format it in the shape styles. I'll come here to shape fill and I would give the shape fill, I'll give it white. The shape outline, the outline is the border of the shape. I don't want outline, so I'll remove the outline, no outline. The next thing I want to do is to add shadow to this shape. So I'll right click and come here to this format shape. Here in this format shape, let me just okay, so I'll put this here. So I'll come here to this, select the shape, then here, this particular one here, under shape options, and I want to add shadow to it. So I can come here and say, okay, my shadow for now currently is on no shadow. I want it to be bottom right. So I'll click on bottom right. So you can see this is different. It's not looking as if it's showing clearly compared to before. Then I'll use this one to just create my layout. I'll Control C, Control V. So let me just, yeah, let me stop there. Then I also want to Control C, Control V, trying to build a report to show my analysis clearly, and from then I can draw insight as well as the recommend what would help the business move forward, because that's just your duty as a data analyst. Then I'll start using this same shape. So just call my attention if you get lost or you don't know what I'm doing. Control C. I'm trying to this only reason why it's going to be stressful for you to use Excel to build it, but because Microsoft Excel was not created as a visualization tool like Power BI and Tableau. Those ones were created specifically for visualizing our data. So it's very, very easy to use those tools to visualize the data compared to Microsoft Excel. For Excel, it takes, it takes your skill, it takes your time, it takes everything for you to create reports using Excel. Control C, Control. So okay. So someone might be wondering, so why are we creating layout? You have to create layouts if you want to show the visuals that you'll be using to build that report well. So I have to create this layout so it's going to be more clearer and neater.
Sorry, I want to ask you, are we building
Okay,
a
sorry.
dashboard?
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What do you think you were doing before?
Like I said yesterday, I left earlier, so I'm kind of lost. So when
Okay,
I joined and
sorry.
I'm like,
Oh,
so I
we've
started
done it.
suspecting maybe you are, yeah.
Yeah, we've done a lot. So we are currently building a
Oh,
dashboard.
okay.
Yes, so just follow me. So we are going to be building a 3-page report. So just follow me as we do this. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to just the name of the store is Bright Maths, and we're doing a sales analysis. We're creating a sales analysis report for the. So I would insert a text box. Come here to in your insert tab. I want to insert a text box. So and I'll type in Bright Maths sales analysis report. Okay, so I would increase the font size a bit and make it bold. Currently, this text box is white in color. I'm just going to remove the fill. So no fill. And you can't see it because we are using a white background, so of course, but it's also white in color. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I also want to add the fact that this is the business overview, business performance overview part. So business performance overview. And I'm going to reduce the size. Okay, so what else do I want? I want to start bringing in the KPI cards. So how do I bring them in? Control C, Control V. I'll bring this here. I'm working with this text box, so I'll just remove what's inside. Control C, Control V. First, let me type in. So here, for this one, I'll type in revenue. Or let me just give it total revenue. Total revenue. I'll make it to be in the, align it to be in the center. So I've typed this for this other one. Now, how do I bring this value here for total revenue into that text box? To do this, I'm going to just click at the tip, anywhere at the edge, at the border of this text box, anywhere. Once you've done that, then come here and type in equal to, then go back to your pivot table and select the cell that contains the value you want to bring in. Now, if at your end, let's see what happens if I hit this enter. You can see it's saying that this formula is missing a range, reference, or define name. If while you're doing it at your end, you also encounter something like this, what you should do is, what we would do is, let me just remove this from my formula bar, because some would also face this issue. Go back to your pivot table, select any pivot table, then go to pivot table analyze. Then in your pivot table group, click on the options button. The drop down button is under and beside options. Click on it and you see this generate get pivot table. You can see the box is checked. Uncheck it. So once you uncheck it, you will not have that get pivot table data error, something like that. So I'll go back and repeat the same step that I applied the other time, and clicking at the edge, then come here and type in equal to. Then I'll go back to my pivot table and I'll select this cell, this 15,000, 15 million plus, and I'll hit enter. Currently, the data is sliced. I would unfilter it so it will give me the accurate results. Then we can be using the filter when we are done with it. So I have this. Then I'm going to, you can't edit it like this. Just go straight to home. You can't edit it the way you edited the text box. Just go straight to home. I can increase the font size. Then align to the, without highlighting, I align to the center. I'll increase it a bit to 14, 16, make it bold. Good. So I'm okay with this. What I want to do next is to group this to the text box. So press down, shift, to select both. Then right click. You have to be very careful because this grouping can take, select this, press down your shift button, select the text box, right click, and you would see group. So I would group them together. Grouping them together will make them joint together. So what I'm going to do is just copy everything here, Control C, Control V, then bring this here to the other side. And I want to bring in the total profit. So I'll change this from total revenue to total profit. To work smartly, instead of going back again for this one and go over and select, I'll just come here and check what is the row number for total profit. The row number is on the cell reference, cell address is A8. It is A8. So I'll come here, then change it from A5 to A8, and I'll hit enter. And I'll do the same formatting I applied. 16, make it bold. Good. So I'll Control C, Control V again, then come here. And what I want to show is, I think the next thing is the customer count, if I'm not mistaken, coming here to this place, the customer count. So let's go back. They want to know Yeah, the customer count, then the product count, and average order value. So I'll go back. So I'll change this from total profit to total customers. Then I'll look at the cell address for total customer. It is A11. So I'll come here, then change this for this one. From A8 to A11. Then I'll hit enter and I'll format it as others to the way I formatted others. Ctrl C, Ctrl V to copy and paste this. Then I'll give this is going to be total product. Then select the other one that is holding the value. So I'll check the cell address for where total product is, which is on A14. So I'll go back and change this from A11 to A14. I'll hit enter, do the same formatting. So are we following me? Or I've lost you guys? Let me know if you're still following me. Please.
We are following.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'll copy this.
We are following.
All right,
I
thank you.
have a
Control C.
question, Debbie.
Okay, ma. Your question.
All right. So you said something about when we try to, go to copy and then paste the values, the KPIs in
Okay.
these boxes, that we are going to face an issue. So I did not really understand that part. I didn't understand the whole process.
Okay, so
Please,
it's
can you
not,
just go back?
let me explain. It's not everybody that would face the issue, but some would. Not everybody. So what do I mean? Let's assume that this box, let me come here. My private table analyze. I'm going to check this box for get pivot data. So let's assume I want to just draw the data in. I'm going to use this one for average order value. Now let me type in the average AVG order value. So I'll type that in. I'll come here, select the other one, this other one. I'll remove it. So you remember I said if you want to bring in data.
Sorry, please. I'm not seeing your screen real life. It's lagging.
You're not seeing my screen live?
Yeah, it's lagging.
You may have to leave and rejoin, or it's your network.
Who is not seeing my
I can see your screen.
Yes, thank you, please. If you're not seeing my screen, it's your network. We are so sorry for using Teams today again because we don't have any choice. We have to use Teams today, and Team requires a lot of data. So for other value, just check, click on the border here, then come here to equal to. Then I'll go to the pivot table and select the cell that is holding the order value, which is A17. If I try to hit enter, can you see it brings this error? This formula is missing a ranged reference or a defined name. And if you look at the formula by seeing equal to get pivot data, then measure dot this, all these ones, this is what is causing the problem. So to fix this issue, I would cancel this, go back, I would clear all this thing here on the formula bar, clear it. Then I'll go back to my pivot table, select any of the pivot table, then come here to pivot table analyze. That's if it brings that message for you that you cannot bring the data into the report view. Then I would come here in my pivot table analyze tab. In the pivot table groups, you will see the option button. Click on the drop down button here and uncheck this generate get pivot data. Uncheck it. So once you uncheck it, it will not bring that error anymore. So I can go back now and do the same thing I want to do. Click the edge, come here, type in equal to, then I'll go to my pivot table and select this cell AVG value order, then hit enter. It brings that data in. So that's the issue I'm talking about. You can see, cannot see any equal to get data, pivot data, blah 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 here anymore. So I don't know, did you get that?
Yes, I got it, but I think he's right. Your screen is not showing in real time. Like your voice is faster than the screen, but I saw everything that happened though. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay, thank you. Oh Jesus. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm going to do now. How many of us are seeing my screen real live? real
I
time.
can see your
I'm saying it
screen
real
real
life. It's not
time.
your fault. It's not your fault, Blessing. So they need to log out
I'm
and then
seeing
log
it
in
real
again.
life. They can just leave and rejoin very fast.
Okay,
It will
okay, thank you.
current
Okay,
itself.
okay, thank you. I'll just continue from there. So this is our key KPIs: total revenue, total profit, total customers, the total product that is being sold in a company in Brightmart store, then the average order value. Then the next thing based on this is what how do monthly or quarterly revenue and profit trends evolve over time. So we'll go back to our pivot table, and I'm going to there's something called pivot chart. So what is pivot chart? Does anybody have an idea what pivot chart is? What pivot chart is all about? What is pivot chart? Anybody? What is pivot chart?
Okay, can I try?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, pivot chart. I think they are the charts in pivot, like pivot, this pivot table that you are creating. They have their own charts that you can create from each table.
Okay, so pivot charts are charts generated from pivot tables. So without a pivot table, there's no pivot chart. You have to have a pivot table before you can create a pivot chart. Of course, I can still insert a chart in this using these pivot tables, but pivot tables have their own charts that you can insert or use to represent them. So I want to represent this data here. You can say I have to like arrange them very well so that we'll not be mixing everything up. So I have to arrange this. So we want to represent this data here because the question is, how do monthly or quarterly revenue and profit trends evolve over time? Before we can do this, you have to visualize the reports using that data, using a line chart. I remember I said to show trends, you use a line chart to do that. So I would insert that. I'm going to go back. And to insert a pivot chart, come here to a pivot table analyzer. You see in the tools group, you see pivot chart. So insert pivot chart. Then it brings this insert chart dialog box. The same thing as when you click on insert. And it would recommend charts for you, but I'm going with a line chart. This is a line chart here, and I'll hit OK. So this is a line chart. So I want to, let me just remove the shape. Currently, you can see it's white. I want to make it transparent. So come here to format, and in the shape field, I would say no shape fill. It becomes transparent. I also don't want outline, no outline. Good. So I would copy this, Control C, then come here to my sheet 1 for the report, and I'll paste it here, Control V. I want it to be here on this particular place here. Okay. Then I would arrange it well. And this is showing us the trends of profits and the revenue over time, over the years. So once we start inserting our slides and timelines, we'll see how it will filter through. So currently, we are seeing that this orange one is for profit. Then this one here is for the revenue. Okay, so if I want to remove, this is the date hierarchy. If I press this plus sign will expand it. So you see for every of the year, we have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. You have the quarter in between. Then if I just still press the plus sign expands it, so you get to see the months and everything. But when we use slide, it's make it more cleaner. So let's just zoom in, reduce everything back to here. So we'll come back to it. So if I want to remove all these buttons here, these are the value feeds buttons. Right click, select on anyone, right click. Let me right click on this. Okay, I'll come back to this. So the next thing, before we start formatting, let's just add everything back. Then what is the demographic breakdown of customers by their age, the gender, and also the region, country in particular? So I'll come here and I'll go back to my pivot table. Then I'll delete this one. I've already added it to the report view. So come here for the age, the group by age, select everything, then pivot table analyze, and I'm going to insert a pivot chart. I'm going to go with it. I'll be using a column chart for this. Select column chart and I'll hit OK. Then I'll make this transparent like other ones. No fill, then no outline as well. I'll copy this, Control C, then go back to my sheet. I'll paste it here, Control V, and I'll resize to fit the shape there. Okay, so the next thing I want to look at is, we'll still come back here and arrange everything, edit them. So let's just put all the visuals before we start running in this formatting. Then the next one I'm going to is for the total customer. So highlight it, insert. I'm going to use a pie chart for this to show breakdown of a whole. Then I would come here, insert pivot, and I'll go with a donut chart. Select Python and I'll go with the donut chart. This is donut chart here. I'll hit OK. Then what do I want to do? Format the background. I don't want any fill, as well as I don't want any outline. Same thing. So I'll copy this, Control C, bring it back to the sheet, paste it here, Control V. I'll resize it. Don't worry, would fix it well. Let's just put all the visuals here. Okay, so I'll come back to pivot table. I'll remove this. Then the next one is customers based on the country. So I'll highlight this one for country as well. Then come here and I'll add a column chart as well to it. Okay. No shape fill. Then no outline. So I'll copy this, Control C, and I'll paste this here, Control V. Let me just remove this. Yeah. So the next thing here is, okay. Okay, so the next thing here is based on the next objective is how is revenue distributed geographically across different countries. So this is a geospatial data. We're going to use a map to visualize this information, this data. To use the map visual, you have to be connected to the internet. So I'll come here. For some versions of Excel, you might not really have the kind of map I want to use, and higher versions like 2021 would have it. So I'll come here, go back to my pivot table. Then this map, I'll delete this one here. Then for this country versus total revenue, I'll highlight everything. And let's say something will happen. We're trying to insert, you either use insert here and come here to select map, or you use the one in the pivot table analyze tab. So I'll hit map, this map view. So it says you can't create this chart type with data inside a pivot table. So you have to select the data out of the pivot table. And how do I select data out of the pivot table? I'll just come here. I'll type in equal to, and I'll use it to draw this information from here into that, draw it. You can see country, and I'll drag to get the rest, the total revenue, drag to get the rest. Canada, I think Canada is the last space. The last row here is just the grand total. So I'll highlight everything, and now I can insert. So I'll come here to insert tab, then I'll say I want to insert a map. This is the map. So the trash you can see the map is generated for me. Then I would copy it. So anyway, you see very, very deep blue. It's showing, you can see the legend here. You can see this is the highest, and this is the lowest. We have over 30 million, and we have 8 million here. 8 million is the least, 30 million is the highest. 30 million plus, I mean. So anyway, you see deep, very deep blue. It shows these are the areas. You can see United States, over 30 million, 814,774. Anyway, you see very light color, faint blue, light blue. These are areas where we have least sales. Least. Okay, so Paul, you want to say something?
Okay, I have a question about this map. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I am here with you.
You said that map, you need internet to bring out the map.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
what if after designing the whole report dashboard, I want to
Okay.
view it again? You need internet again for the map to work.
Do you, and you want to do what? I didn't get that. Your network was breaking. Well, All I know is you need internet for the map to
question.
work. Your network is breaking, Paul, but you can just listen to me. You need internet for the map to come up.
Okay, you have already designed a dashboard at every point in time.
What? Okay. I've designed the dashboard already, right? Do I need internet anytime I want to still go back to the dashboard? Sometimes the map might still be showing. Then sometimes it might not show. So you may have to connect your system or whatever you are using to look at it to internet so that it will come up again to visualize your data. So sometimes it might be there and sometimes it will not be there. You have to use it, connect it to internet before you can come up again. I don't know if you get that. But for you to use the map, you have to be connected to internet. That's something I know. So I would copy this, Control C, and I would paste it here, Control V. Okay, so I'm going to use this. So before we start doing any formatting to this thing, adding titles, adding color of our choice. So I'm going to as well format the chart area. Format it. I don't want any shape fill too, and I don't want no shape fill, no outline. Same thing for the map. So we have this. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to, before we start doing other formatting, is I'm also going to look at the ones for others too. Okay, let me just add all the necessary things I need to add here. That's the first one. We've gotten the key KPI cards for the our data, all we've analyzed. Then let's start. I don't want to show all these value feeds button. So if you on the norms by right clicked, I'll be able to see options to edit that, but it's not bringing it. So I'll come to my, let's see my pivot. Yeah, I'll come to my pivot chart analyze. Then here in the field button, click on drop that button, and I would say I want to hide. It's currently showing it. I'll hide all. So it will hide all those field buttons there. I don't need them. I'll do the same thing for this one as well. On the numbers, I'll just right click and get that, but it's not bringing it. So I'll come here and I'll hide the field buttons. That's the total customer and country. I'll hide the field buttons, hide all. Then same thing for this one. I'll hide it as well. Then same thing here. But for this one, I don't want to hide everything. I still want to leave this plus and minus zoom button. So I'd come here and go to my pivot chart analyze. Then here I'm going to just, I want it to show the, okay, so let me uncheck this. Okay, so I'll uncheck this, uncheck all first, then go back and just check this. Hold on. Show expand button. I'm going to uncheck the other ones. Yes, so all the buttons are left. The only one remain is this, the expand and collapse entire feed button. This plus and minus sign is the one left. So what else do I want to look at? I think I'm okay. So we can now, let's just format it before we move to the next one. Let's do this business overview. This is what the stakeholders want to see. What exactly is going on with the business? Is the business moving forward or there's a setback and we need to do something? So let's format this. So this is to format this, select the chart. Then you have this plus button here that can help you to you'll be able to add all the things you want to add. So first I want to add data labels. So I'll check data labels. So once I have data labels here, I don't need this value here on the y-axis because I'm already showing the data labels. So I'll delete that. I also want to remove the grid lines. I'll delete the grid lines. Then one thing, important thing is you have to specify what the x-axis title is. So I'll come here to axis title, click on this button here, and I'll check for the horizontal. This is the horizontal. The x-axis is horizontal. So I'll just give this age group. Age group. So I'll hit enter. Age group. The title, you plotted this based on the total customer based on their age group. So I'll give this total customers, customers by age. Let's just put customers by age group, customers by age group. So we have this. Then I'll do the same thing for this. I'll remove the grid lines. Just select any of the grid lines, then press delete on your system. I want to add data labels instead of using this, and I'll delete this y-axis. Then I want to also add the x-axis title. So I would click on primary horizontal. So I would give this countries, country. We plotted this graph against, so we plotted this graph for, so it's going to be country, no, total, let's just use customers by countries. So this is telling us. So you can see from this, we get to see most of the customers, majority are from United States. The least are from Canada and United Kingdom. And the next one is customers by their gender, by gender. It's only showing you, you're seeing just F, and what if I want it to show, other things, other information here? So I can format this. So come here, to add, I'm coming. Just click on the plus sign to would add data labels to it. So for this data label, click on this side button here, and is it data callout or you want to anything? I'll just go with data callout. And since I'm adding data callout, I'll remove the legend. It's already showing us values. So I'll drag this here, and I would drag this here as well. So you can see that we have 51% of the customers are male, 49% of our customers are female. This is helping you see what you've done in a pivot table more clearly. Then I'm going to let's look at, of course, our map is already showing us. So I'll click on this plus sign and say I want the legend to be. You can also specify where you want your legend to be. Currently it's at the side. I can make it to be at the top. When I put it at the top, you can see your legend is at the top here. So here I'm going to give this revenue by country, the revenue by country. Okay, revenue by country. So we've done this now. Then what else do I want to do aside from, okay, so I'm okay with this. Then I want to bring in okay, so let's add other thing that will link us to the other page we're building. So I'm going to add, would have a page for the breakdowns. So first I'll just type in overview here. So I hope you are still following me. Hope I've not lost you guys. Can you all hear me?
Yes, you can hear
Yes.
you.
Okay, the overview. So this is very tiny, but when you're doing your own, just make this part a little bit longer. Or let me just put it to be at the end. Yeah, and see if I can increase a bit. Okay, no, I can't. So when you're creating this part on your own, just make it a little bit longer. So overview, then Ctrl C, Ctrl V, I'll type in breakdown. So I'm trying to create a link that will link this table. Oh, Jesus. This is not long enough. So it's either you use text or you use icons. So I think I'll have to use icons because looking like my own is not that space is not enough. So let's just use icon. I wanted to use text before to show us how to, but let's use icons. So how do I get icons if I want to use icons? For some of us, you might not have this feature in your own Excel. I can get icons by coming here to my insert tab. Then in the illustration group, I would see the page for icons. Then I would just I'll click on that icon button. So it's going to take me to a place where I can get icons online. I'll show you how, for those that can't get this particular feature, how you can get icons. So you can type in what type of icon you're looking for. So I would say the overview. So it's not bringing overview. So I'm just going to look for something that looks like overview. Okay, let me just bring this. I can use this. I'll use this. Then what else? There's a part for breakdown. Breakdown. Okay. So just type in related words that, so breakdown. Um, okay, so I'm trying to look for an icon that I can use for breakdown. Mm, okay, so you can just use anyone, but make sure it's something that is representing what exactly you want to. So I would use let me just go with this one. Then I'm going to add this for our next one. And what else do I want to bring in? For now, I'll just insert these three. So it's downloading them. Someone wondering where it is. So it's just somewhere outside. So it's here. I'll bring them to this side where I want to use them. Then I'll use this for breakdown. But yours, you can type it in. You can type yours in. Type it overview like I wanted to do. Type overview. Type breakdown. But if you want to, so you want to use icon like mine, no problem. You are good to go. So okay, so I have this. Then the next thing I want to bring in, I also want to bring the slicer as well as the timelines. We've not named this. We've not named this. So I'll add title, chart title, and this is going to be trends, revenue trends. From 2011 to 2016. Okay. So the next thing I want to bring in, I want to bring in the slicer. I'll go back and I'll select this particular slicer. So it's not just only the dates that can be, you can also create a slicer and you insert the one for product category. So you can slice through different category of products. But I'll just work with this one for now. And I'll work with this for now. Control C, and I'll come here, paste it somewhere around here, Control V. Yeah, so once I'm done, I want to create also a new sheet. So I'm going to duplicate this. I will duplicate this. So to duplicate, right click on it and click on move or copy. Then I'll say I want to create a copy and move to the end. So I'll move to the end. Good. So I've done this now. I'll just change this from business performance overview to breakdowns. Please let me know if you are not hearing me or if you are not seeing my screen. Just call my attention to it. Okay. So I have this and this is not what I want. So I'll just delete. Okay, so we have the breakdowns. So I'm going to want to create the next sheet that will show the breakdown of the product profitability, and as well as the customer retention and insights, this part. So which product category generates the highest revenue and profit for the business, and what are the top 5 performing products by profit? Okay, so I'll go back and add, yeah, so I'm creating a layout for that as well. So sometimes most times I sketch my layout on how I want my report to look like. Then I would just start designing that on my sheet. Okay, so what do I want to do? I'm going to show the revenue by the product category from here. What product category generate the highest revenue as well as the highest profit? So go back to my pivots table, then come to the products performance and profitability part. Then I would copy this, insert a column chart. I'm going to be using a column chart. Okay. So I'll copy this. First, I'm going to format to, I don't want no shape view, no shape view, no outline as well. Control C, then go back here and paste it here. Control V. So this is revenue by the product category. Then I'll come back here. What else I want to do is to represent this information here too for the profits using a column chart as well. Control C, paste it here, Control V, and I would format to remove the shape view so as to make it transparent, as well as the outline, no outline. Then I'll resize to fit that shape. The next thing is to show so let's go back and see what's the next thing. What are the top 5 performing products by the profit? So top 5 performing products by the profit. So I'll go back, delete this one. So top 5, select this. I'm going to be using a bar chart for this. This is a bar chart. So I'll use this one. And I'm going to I'll sort this to show me from, yeah, in this order. Copy and bring it here. then paste it here. Ctrl V. Hide all field buttons. So the next question is, what are the trends in the average order quantity over time? Average order quantity trends over the years. So I'll go back to my pivot table. We've analyzed that already. So pivot table, and I'll delete this chart. Then I'll come here. So anytime you see that the values in your column or any of the cell in your pivot table is showing this way, it's probably because that size, the column width is not enough for it. So I'll adjust it, or double clicking on this place to fix the width. Then I would copy this one and I'll insert a line chart to show trends. Either use a line chart or use area chart to do that. So I'll insert a line chart. Okay, so I'll copy this, Ctrl C, paste it here, Ctrl V. I'll format it. I don't want no fill. I also don't want any outline. So the next thing is, you're done with this part. What is the average order quantity, average revenue, generated by the customers, and who are the top 5 customers based on the revenue generated? Also, what product categories are preferred by specific age groups? So that would bring all in pivot table, delete this one, then go to where I have all the pivot tables. So for those of us that joined yesterday, it was scattered, so I had to rearrange this pivot table in this manner so that it would be clear. So I'll just select all this, then I'm going to use a bar chart for those two remaining. Bar chart. Okay. Yes, let me just so I'll copy this, Ctrl C, then bring this here, Ctrl V, and I would so I'll format this to remove the shape fill, no shape fill, then no outline. Then the next thing, I'm going to remove all the field buttons as well from this. I don't want them, so hide all field buttons. Delete this. Then for the top 5 customers by revenue, I will insert a bar chart as well. Hit OK, and I will sort this bar chart to show from smallest to largest. So it's to go in that order, like this. Then Ctrl C to copy, come here. Ctrl V to paste. I'll paste it here. Format it to no fill, no outline. Then the last thing is the average revenue per. So I'll just come here and copy. So let's group these ones to the shape so that it won't move. So select the grouped, both the group KPI and the title. Press on your shape button, select the shape, right click, make sure both are selected. Press your shift button, select the shape, right click, and you'd see group. This is not selected though. Press down your shift button, right click, then you see group and you group them. Once as it's grouped, you remove them, nothing is going to, you'd see that they are all joined together. So I'll just copy this, Ctrl C, then come here and paste it on this place here, Ctrl V. This, I'm going to change this now. From where it is, I'll go and look for where the average customer revenue is. It's on R, that's R5, R5. So I'll come here and I'll change this from A5 to R5, R5. Then I would increase the font 16, make it bold, and I'll rename this from total revenue to average revenue per customer. Per customer. Okay. So I'm okay with this. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to okay, let me duplicate this again and create the one for where we want to have our insights to be. Create a copy. So I'll delete everything here. So it takes your time. Unlike Power BI that once you don't insert, all you have to do is just click the visual you want to use and it would, and you drag what you want to drag, then you are getting your result. But Excel will take your time. It would really take your time. But it's nice using it for visualization anyways. Okay, so I'll name this part, I'll name it insight and recommendation. Okay. So now we can just go back and start doing some small, little editing. So I'll rename this to be our business performance. Let's just give it business path overview. I'll rename this to give me breakdowns. Are we still together? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we're still
Okay,
together.
thank you. So I'll rename this to give me
Yes,
insight.
We
All
can
right,
hear
thank you
you.
very much. And recommendations, records. So let's go back to our business overview. Now, I want to just start doing some, let's quickly brush through. So if you want to use the normal colors that you have, let's say you want to use the brand color. For example, I want to use the color of my data click. You can always use the color. So I'll just select any of the bars, right click, then I'll go to my format data series, or even coming to your format to would bring that. So here in the shape view, you would see that you can use any one here. If you don't want to use any one here and you have the color code, the hex code of what you want to use, click on more color, then you'd see custom. You can type in the hex code. So I'm going to use the hex code for my data click, one of our brand color hash, then 6861. Then I'll hit OK. And you see that it has changed the color of that from this blue to this one. So you can, edit it, give whatever color you want to, or you come here to format data series too. It will bring this format data series pin. Come here to this one that has the icon of paint, and for the fill, you would currently is on automatic. I would come here to solid and I would change the fill to give me, you can see the recent color exactly. So doing the same thing for the line and For the line, the two lines here, I can say, okay, let me just give this. You go with the line. I'll give this the first color, give it this one. Then for this one, I'll give it probably give it the second, so more colors. I'll come here to more colors, custom, and I'll change it from hash. I think I want to use hash 97cc01. That's one of our brand color. Okay. See, that's changed this. So you can also change the color of your chart too. So I'm going to come here too and do the same thing for if you want to change the color. Let's say I want to give the highest, which is the male. I want to give them, so you can't, of course, I'm not drilling down. So come here. Currently it's an orange. I can change the orange to this one here. Then for this one, I'll change the color from that blue to give me this one. So you can see we have different color. For this, I don't want to see this call out value like this. You can format it to remove. Currently the background is white as I shown that way. Format it to remove, so no fill, no fill. Once I remove the fill, you can see that. So let's see. Um Show ledger key, but I don't want any fill as well as outline. No outline. So can you see I've removed the fill and the outline. So you're just seeing the ledger key showing that this is the male, this is for female. Then what else do I want to do as well? So if you want to, for the map, if I right click on, if I click on this map, you can see this blush sign, this blush, so you can change the color by changing any of the color here. But what if I want to give it another color? Format the data series. So I'll click on right click, then you select format data series, and it will give you the option to change the map color. So series color, currently you can see the series here in series color. You can see for the maximum value. So what if I want, for the maximum value I want to give it this, then for the minimum value I want to give it this. So I'm saying for every maximum value here, give it this color, the deep teal color. Then for the minimum value, give it this light green. So you can see that's changed the color to this one. So let me just zoom in a bit so you can see how the dashboard is looking. So now come to breakdown. I'm going to, so we have to do it one for Power BI. There's a way you can just edit or format or modify a theme that every visual you create would go with the color that you set already. But for Excel, there's nothing like that. You cannot create a theme for your report. There's nothing like that here. So that's why it's not a tool for visualization. So I would remove, I don't want. Now, why, if you are going to add data label like this, then you don't need this one here. You don't need these values on the y-axis. Don't make that mistake of making this place checked and this is still, so you don't need that. I would uncheck or just delete it, select it and delete. Then I have this. I also remove this since all the colors are the same, all the bars have the same color. Right click or just come to format and I'll change the color to the green. This still same thing for this one. I'm going to remove the feed buttons, all the feed button. I'll hide everything, and I want to also add the data labels, so I'll remove this. I don't need them. I'll also remove the green lines, the grid lines. Then I would format it to give me this color. So this is products, profit by product category. So I would rename this, give this title profit by product category. Okay, so I'm okay with this one. I'll remove this legend as well. I don't want it. So I'll come here. This is top 5 products based on the profit generated. So I'll give you top 5 products based on profit generated. Profit generated. And I want to remove the vertical grid lines, and I also want to add my data labels to it. Then I'll remove this legend here because they're all of the same color. Then I'll right click or just come here, select any of the series and come here to format it and give it the color you want to give it. I want to give it this color. You can also, format. Maybe you want to increase the size of your data labels or make it bold. So just select any one of it and to select everything. Then come here to your home and you can make it bold. Can you say it's bold? You can also increase the size if you want to, but I'll leave it at the normal size it was because of the space. So yeah. So same thing for this one. I want to make it bold. Same thing for this. I want to make it bold. Okay. So this one is the average order value, average quantity, order quantity. So I'm just going to type in average order quantity. So you're all going to recreate this dashboard using your own color. Everybody must. And I'm going to give us a capstone project to work on to use the knowledge you've gotten from this class to also build your own report. It's going to be on health data set. So average order quantity trend over the years from 2011 to 2016. So if you are lost, just come attention or let me know so I can find you. So if you want to remove the grids and you probably want to just change how it looks or give it, so I want to change these grid lines from dash type to, I want to make it dotted lines, and I can as well make it, reduce the width of it and probably add, currently the color is gray, so maybe use this as a color to just add more spice to it. Can make it transparent as well. So I'm okay with this. I want to change this color as well for the line. So once you've added the color code, it should just bring it out for you and you can use it. I'll remove the legend. I don't want the legend. So the next thing I want to look at, so okay, I'm also going to remove the feed buttons from a hide all. No, I'm going to leave the one for show expand. I'll leave it. I will remove other ones. Yeah, I will only leave this one. So it is the show expand or collapse entire feed buttons that is this one. So leave this. So I'll come here. I think they all have correct title here. I'll come here and this is what's this one? Let me look at it. This is product categories preferred by specific age groups. So I'll come back here. Oh, sorry. Okay. Product category preferred by specific age groups. So I have this. I'll change the color to as well. Format. I want this color. Then I want to remove the legend since they have the same color already. I also want to add the detail labels to it for everything, and I'm going to make it bold. Even you yourself, you get to you can see what you're doing clearly using your visual to represent all those things you've analyzed in your pivot table. So yeah, one thing you should note, once you have your data labels switched on, you don't need this part. You should just remove it. Don't make that mistake of adding it when your data label is switched on. So you don't need that. I'm going to reduce this a bit. So okay, let me just leave it. Okay. But since I'm not adding data labels to this, I'll leave this one here. So it will show, at least give an idea. So don't forget to add your ASICs title. It's very, very important. So they will know what and what you're plotting against what. So I'm going to check my ASICs title. I'll remove for this one. I don't want for this one. Remove, but I want them to know that I'm plotting product category. Or you can also leave that part, product category. So it's going to be product category. Same thing here. ASICs title. I only want the one for the horizontal. So product category. Okay. This one I also want to add the ASICs title for the vertical and as well as for both. So this is going to be the year, and this is going to be average order quantity. Okay, so I'll go back, and this is revenue. I'm okay. Let me just add spice to this a bit so it would. So I'll add outline and give it this color. Okay, so for this one, this is top 5 customer based on revenue. So top five customers based on revenue. Based on revenue. Okay, so I'm going to remove all these formats to remove, come here to analyze, and I'm going to remove hide all. Yes, so I'll format this color and give it the, I'll give it this color. Remove this one. Then I'm going to add data labels. Add data labels. Then I would bolding this, make it bold. Make it bold. Then I'll remove this part since I already added the data labels to it. Then I'll make sure to add my as-is title for everything so that anybody seeing this know what I'm working on. So as-is title, I'll give this the revenue, and I'm also going to change this. I'll change this to, I'll give this customers. Okay, so I'm okay with this now. I'll remove the grid lines. Sorry for the background noise. I'm sorry. Then what else I want to do is, so I'm done with this part. I'm done with this part. So let's see how we can link. Once we are done now, we'll start generating our insights from the report and as well as the recommendation, whatever we're recommending. So first, let's see how we can link all this using the icon, link this sheet to the next one. So this part is going, this particular icon here, this one is going to be for the business overview. So I'll right click. How do I link it? I'll right click on this. Make sure this is selected. Right click on this. Right click on it and I will go to link. So here in link, click on link. So once you click on link, you can see we have, is it current folder? So a place in this document, because I'm currently working on this document. So place in this document, I want to link it to, I'm not linking to the area, just to work with this business performance overview. So I'll click on this and hit OK. So it's working with this part. So I'll come here, select this one, the next icon. I want to link this icon to the breakdown sheet. Right click on it and hit link. Then come here, I'll select breakdown, still on place in this document, select breakdown, then I'll hit OK. Come here, right click, and I want to link this to, I want to link it to the insight and recommendation sheet. You can also add screen tips. So I'm going to add insight and recommendation like this, then hit OK. Then I'll hit OK. So if I click on this one here, can you see it takes me to the breakdown sheet? So we've not linked the one here. If you had done it earlier before, copying and pasting them, you won't have to be linking over and over again. So I just go back to this one. I'll make sure that, so this is working. It will not go to anywhere. Just stop here. This one takes me to the breakdown. So that's working. I'll go back. Then this one takes me to the insights. So it's working. So I'll go back and I'll do the same thing, repeat the same process. select this particular icon, right click, and I want it to link me to the business performance overview sheet. Then I'll hit OK. Then I'll do for this one. I want it to be here because this is for the breakdown. Right click and link. Where am I linking it to? I'm linking it to, I'll leave it at the breakdown. Okay. So this one, I want it to take me to the insight. So link, where do I want to take me to the insight and records? So it's okay. I'll go back to my insight and records. I'll do the same thing. To save your time, you could have just, when creating the first page, which is this business and performance, you'd have just added your icons and everything. So add your link them to those sheets and it won't be hard. So I'll do the same thing here. Right click, link, business, link this to business performance because I'm currently on the insight and recommendation sheet. Okay. So for this one, right click, I want it to take me to the breakdown. So link it, hit links and select breakdown. So you can add screen tips too. Screen tips, when you hover around it, you get to see it, what that icon is for. So okay. And now for this one, it's just for this sheet. So I'll just link it to this sheet link. Then select insight and recommendations. So I'll hit OK. So I'm okay with this. Let's go back. So can you see if I click on this now, my links are working. So I want to go back. Yeah, it's okay. Everything is working. So I'm good. For those of us that don't have this icon button in our, most of the time when I was using Excel 2013 and I want to create a dashboard, I just go online and just type in, maybe I would say, okay, I want icons. I'll specify I want black icons. That's for those of us that maybe we don't have a higher version of Excel that has the icon button. I want black icons for breakdowns. I hit enter. So to just bring different icons. Let's say I want to use you have to look for the one, just click on image. Image will bring many images that you can work with. So let's say I want to use this one. So I'll select it and come here. I'll just right click and I'll save image to whatever name I want to save it with. So once I'm done saving the image, most times it comes with the background. So let's say I've saved this now. I've saved this. I'll give this let me use the icon for, because I want to also show us how you can add your LinkedIn profile as well to your dashboard. So let me just cancel this and say I'm looking for LinkedIn icon. So let's use that LinkedIn icon. So it brings out different LinkedIn icon. I'll choose to work with this one. So you can see it here. Go back. So I'll right click on it and I would save image. I'll save the image as LinkedIn icon. Hit enter. I think this is the web file. Let me go to my download and see. Okay, LinkedIn icon, but it's a web file. Okay. Let me go back. Let me look for another one that I can use. So let's assume I'm using this. So right click, I'll save this as well. I'll give this LinkedIn icon 2. So sometimes at the time when you try to use the web icon, you might not be able to remove. So I'll use BG. I used to use BG remove. That's BG remove to remove backgrounds from my image, any image or any icon I want to use. So I use BG remove. Then come here, click on the remove background from image. Then once it brings this pops up, I'll upload the image I want to bring in. Then go to my downloads, and this is the icon. You can see that the other one we downloaded, the one that shows web image, is not showing. So any web image that you download would not show. You won't be able to remove background. So I'll hit open and it would remove the background for me. So waiting for it to remove the background. So I'll download this. So once I downloaded it, I'll go back to my Excel and I want to bring this into, so insert, come here. Now it's going to be pictures. So insert pictures. I want it to be over sales. So I'll select place over sales from this device. In your insert tab, you get to see the one for picture. So come here to downloads, and the one that has remove BG preview, so I'll insert it. So you can see it here. I'll reduce the size, then come here and I'll place this here. So how do I link this icon here to my LinkedIn profile? So it's just your LinkedIn URL. So I'll go back to web. I'll just type in my LinkedIn URL. Let me just type in LinkedIn. So this is my LinkedIn URL. I'll just copy it, Control C, and I will go back to my Excel here. So how do I link? Right click, then go to link. So you can see this here, placed in this document. But now existing file of web page, just click on web page, then come here and paste the address. I'll paste it here, V, and I'll hit screen tip. I'll just put maybe follow me on LinkedIn as my screen tip on LinkedIn. Then I'll hit OK and I'll hit OK. So if I click on this now, it takes me to my LinkedIn page. Although it asks me to sign up, but anybody, it will just take the person to my LinkedIn page. So if you have LinkedIn, or whoever clicks on it that has a LinkedIn account, will take that person to my LinkedIn page. So I'm not signing currently, so so that's how you do it. You know how to get your LinkedIn URL, so it's not something hard. You can do that. Okay. So I think, are we following me? Are we following me?
Yes, ma.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm just going
Yeah,
to, I want
yeah.
to change this color of this. I want to change the color of this slicer. So come here to slicer, this contextual tab for slicer, and I can click in your slicer style. There's a way you can modify your slicer, but I don't think we have the time. I'll just share a video we can watch to do that. Then I'll just choose any of either this or this. So based on the color I've been using so far, it has generated slicers designs based on that. I'll just use this one. So you can see that, or anyone, or the other one, anyone. So I'll do the same thing for others. I'll do the same thing for others. So it gives this more very good design. Come here to my insert an icon. Then, so this is what I was trying to show us before, because this space is not enough. So if you want to also do the same thing, maybe you don't want to go through the stress of downloading icons. So you can see what I did here. Let me show you the particular one. So you can see this one. It's also the same data. I just designed it before coming to just this one, so I won't be wasting time. So you can see I just used overview. I used the text overview and insights. So when I move to the next one, I get to see, okay, I'm currently on breakdown. When I move to insight, I can see I'm currently on insight. So you can also use this method as well too. But or you use icon, anyone. So I'll go back to this place. So now let's start looking. Oh my God, our time. And we have to finish this today. It's a must. Okay, so let's go to our business performance overview and see. Let's start sliding through our data. I'm not going to LinkedIn, please. Okay, so we have this. We're going to start sliding through our data. So by clicking, so with this, you get to generate insight. So we are going. This is going to be an interactive session now. So in the next 5 minutes, I want us to just look at this report that we built now, and let's generate insights together. And from there, we can also recommend things as data analysis, because also you have to recommend, it's not about analyzing data. You have to recommend what would help the business grow. So let's go back. Where did this one travel to now? Okay. Did I click on anything? Okay, so let's go back. If I click on this, let's start looking from 2021. So in 2021, everything is working now. You're just seeing this. So if I click on, it's showing 2021 like this. Let me click on this plus sign to drill down for this area chart. So you can see in 2021, the first quarter, you get to see that it is increasing from the trend, right? It's increasing. It's increased in the fourth quarter as well. Looking at now, you have to look at everything. That's why it takes time. You have to look at everything one after the other to generate insights from it. So that's going to be your homework too. But we'll just do a few more. Look at the trend for revenue. 2021. In 2021, we would see that there has been an increase. There was an increase in the fourth quarter. Okay, you want to say something?
Sorry, isn't it 2011? I think I'm making a mistake.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. 2011. Thank you. So in 2011, there was from the first quarter to the fourth quarter, there's an increase. There was an increase in the fourth quarter. Looking at 20, same thing for the profit too. There was an increase. Looking at the profit, there was an increase in the fourth quarter. So look at 2012, the same thing, increase majorly in the fourth quarter. Looking at 2013, increase as well in the fourth quarter. So that fourth quarter is maybe really because of the whole holiday and everything. People go out to shop, go out to buy things for their family, their friends. So there has been more sales in the fourth quarter. So looking at 2014 as well, we have in the third quarter there was a drop. There's no fourth quarter for 2014. 2015, the fourth quarter too. Most of the sales, most of the revenue was generated in that quarter. 2016 as well. Let's look at 2016. Now it stopped at the third quarter. So most of the revenue, most of the profits were generated. They were generated in the fourth quarter. So you look at it one after the other for every of this one. Okay, so currently now, how much do we? Let's look at in 2016 we have total revenue of 19 million plus. Let's look at 2015. In 2015 we had 22,405,000 this. So there was a drop in the revenue generated. In 2015 we had the highest, not the highest, like in 2015 revenue was more than the one for 2016. 2016 we had 19 million plus. Looking at the profit as well, in 2015 we made a profit of 9,909,624. But in 2016 there is a drop. So what's the problem? Why is there a drop? Let's analyze what's the problem. So we start checking what happened, what caused the drop in that particular place. What's the problem? So you just check everything one after the other and why those things are happening. And let's go to our breakdown. So if you want to unfilter, just come here and press unfilter to unfilter all the data for you, and you would get all the data unfiltered. So let's go back to our, oh god, I've closed this. I'm going to open it back. Let's go back to the data, yes, class project. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm going to take our time a little bit today because we have to round up everything on this report today. So what we were told to find, we've gotten all this that we were told to find, the KPIs. We are looking at the trends, and from the trends we found that in the fourth quarter they generate most of the revenue for the business and also profit for the business, probably because of the holidays in that fourth quarter. Then the demographics breakdown of customers by their age and their gender and also the region. So let's go and look at the insight from that. First, we've drawn insight from the fact that most of the revenues are generated in the first quarter. I'm going to insert a text box here. I'll insert a text box. So you do that. It's an assignment for you because you must recreate this report with your own insight and your own recommendation. But I'll just type in a few so we can continue from our end. So first I'm going to put insight, and I would say, okay, most revenues and profit were generated in the fourth quarter. So you would check everything one after the other to draw all the insight, but make sure you are, even as you are checking, you are still answering the questions that you were told to answer. You're still providing solution to whatever the problem the problem the company is facing. So we've done that. So let's go back to the, and we're looking at it. So we say, okay, let's look at the customers by age group. So overall, without, for everything, for all the years, majority of the customers are between the age of 25 to 34. So let's see, if you drill through for each of the year, for 2011, majority of the customers are also within this range, 25 to 34. In 2012, majority of the customers are also within this range, 25 to 34. In 2013, majority, they are also in the 25 to 34 range, followed by this 34 to 35 to 44. In 2014, the same thing. The highest is still those within that range. In 2015, the same thing, within that range as well. And in 2016, the same thing, within that range. So majority of the customers are within the range of 25 to 34, followed by 35 to 44. So we can look at why is that happening? Why is that most of the customers that purchase from them are within that range? If you look at the product category, the kind of product that is being sold to them, you find out that majority of products still in 2016 is bikes, and we've confirmed that if I to unfilter all, most of their products, most of the products that people purchase, most of the products they got revenue from, profit from, is from the bikes category. So probably because those within that range, they buy the mountain bikes, buy everything that has to do with bikes for themselves. So you can, part of your insight or majority. So I'm going to just, I already have done some analysis from my end. I don't want to keep us waiting too. So let's look at the insight. So I revenue tends to, tends to peak in the fourth quarter due to the holiday sales. Then you look at the fact that um majority of the products sold comes from the bikes category. Okay, so just going back again. So most of our customers, where are they from? Majority of them are from United States. Majority are from United States. Majority United States. So you just type in majority of the customers. These are the insights you are drawing from the data. Majority of our customers are from United States. And the list of them, United States, and the list are from Canada, United Kingdom. So you just let them know where they are not really making sales, and the list of them, and list of the customers are from the UK, United Kingdom, and Canada. So you just draw your insight from everything, go through them one after the other. That's your homework. So during the course of the week, I want to believe everybody will be able to would have touched it or also built their own report like this. So go through. Then most of their customers are also male too. Majority are male, even if the percentage or the ratio of male to female is not that much, but most of them are still male. So you go through that, and you can see from here. When I hover around this green part, remember how that this light green is for places with low revenue, and this dark green is for places with high revenue. So this is telling United States has the highest revenue, then this Canada has the least. So if I hover around to this place, you can see France has the list as well. Germany has the list. You can see as I hover around United Kingdom, come here, you can see Australia. So you get to see it. So let's go back. Check also for this one and see. We've known that product category generates the most revenue and profit for the. So we'll let them know. Type it there. So we've majority of the products sold comes from the bike and category revenue as well as the revenue. So use your own English anyhow. Make it refine the whole thing, revenue and profit. So going back again, I'll look at the breakdown. We've done the breakdown. Then top product. Most of the top products in 2016 is this sports helmet red. So it has to be sport, yeah, sport, any sports bike, mountain bikes, all those things are the ones from the bike categories are the ones generating more profit for the company. And looking at this part where the product category preferred by specific age group, we would see here that from this here, we can see that the age 25-34 are still topping for the clothing category as well as for the bikes. Same thing for accessories. So yeah, for the accessories in 2016, accessories, majority of those in the age 25-34, they preferred the accessories, product from the accessories category, followed by the one for clothing, followed by the one for bikes in 2015. So you just go through them each of the year, one after the other, and you get your insight from it to give you that. So I'll just stop here for now. I'll stop here. You can do that at your end, go through all the and generate more insights. So once you are done, then come back to what you were asked to do after you've run your analysis. We are told after use your findings. No, the management team expect recommendations on how to optimize the product offerings and inventory management, how to increase customer retention and satisfaction, how to improve the overall profitability and professional operational efficiency, and also how to improve sales in regions with low sales. So now, how do you think they can optimize product offerings and inventory management? I don't know if you remember when I was talking about optimization of inventories, how that you know what product to stock and at what time to stock. So from the analysis, the few ones we've done, how that majority of our products comes from the buy category. So what are you going to recommend to them to do as a data analyst? Anybody? Anybody wants to try or say something?
Okay.
Okay, I'm listening. Who wants to say something?
Okay, so Victoria, for that inventory management, like the
Okay.
recommendation I can say is that they sell bikes more, and especially during the fourth quarter over the
Okay.
years. So like that during the end of the year, they should have more supplies of bikes. Like they should have it in store, so they won't
Okay.
run out of sales.
Okay. So let me just okay, thank you very much, Victoria. So let me just like I said, I have some that I just have worked on down so that I won't really waste more time here. So for the product offerings and inventory management, they're saying okay, so increase marketing for product categories bike that has high high margins. By margin, the difference between the revenue and profits is high. You can see that they're getting more profit from selling, and also would have to allocate like 30% more inventory budget to the category bikes that has high demand. So when they are adding or stocking bikes, they should stock 30% higher than what they've been stocking before, because bikes get more bikes is in high demand. I'm just going to copy this ones here, Control C, and I'll paste it here, Control V. Please do your own and don't copy mine, thank you. So I'm just going to do this. I'll make it bold. So now I'm talking about product offerings and okay, product offerings. So I've done for this. Then in next one, let's see what else we want to recommend based on this. The next one is okay, so how do we increase customer retention and how do we keep our customers? How do we keep them satisfied? Those customers that topping when it comes to revenue, how do we appreciate them? So anybody wants to talk about how what are going to do for them, for those customers? How do you retain your customers? How? Anybody wants to say something on that? Let's talk. Anybody?
By by
We
giving
can
end
say
of the
that
year
at the
gift.
Okay.
end of the year gift. That's what I wanted to say too.
Okay, ma'am. I'm listening. End of the year gifts. So she said end of the year gifts. It makes sense. Who else wants to say something else? Of course, we have to give them something at the end of the year to keep them, to let them know that they are our own. Who else wants to say something? What recommendation are you giving as a data analyst?
Okay, so by doing what to call a market rebate, in the sense that as a long-term customer,
Okay.
so do a kind of buy three get one free. The more you buy,
Mm,
the more you get free.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
yeah. So
Yeah.
buy three, all those.
And you
Yeah, you can
can
add that. Okay, okay. Or you can
and you can do discounts too
discount makes sense. So
at the
here
end
I
of the
have that. So makes sense. Exactly what I have here. So I have that offer discount and rewards or exclusive access to returning customers, our customers that have been, buying, coming to buy from us, as well as um part of the way we can also retain customers is you train customer service team to handle complaints from customers. Those that have complaints, because there's no how we'll not have customers that will come to. So if we want to keep our customers, aside from giving them discounts, giving them rewards, we can train our customer service team to handle complaints more efficiently. Even if some customers have excesses that they need to be knocked on the head, we just have some trained personnel to keep them. Then also another way we can keep them to is to collect feedbacks through surveys, maybe doing some sending some follow-up emails to them or social media interactions to identify areas that we need improvement, so that way we can still keep our customers. So I'll copy this and paste this here for my recommendation. Okay. Then I'll make this bold. So you can just do that too at your end. So you know how you're going to do it. I've shown us how we can. Then um just one thing here we're going to add, so you can, the last thing here I'm just going to work with. So what do you think we should do with regions that has low sales? How do we help if most of our sales are coming from United States? So how do we work on those places where we have low sales? Anybody want to recommend what we should do then regions where we have low sales? Anybody?
I can say we should like the PRO something. We should make more campaigns around the areas too.
Make more campaigns exactly around the areas. What other thing? Who else want to suggest what we should do aside making campaigns?
You can do surveys of
Advertisement.
what.
Advertisements. So I'm going to just type that in, or let's see if I have that as well here. So to improve sales in the regions with low sales, we have to first understand the customer preferences. What exactly do they want in that area? If what they want is clothing and we are taking bikes, they will not make sales. So you have to understand their preferences, what exactly they want, what exactly they want. And do we have competitors in that region that they are making our sales, our team not to sell well in that place? So you just understand those things, then launch region specifics advertisement, you know trying to partner with there are some people there that know the in and out of those region. So you might want to partner with them, with those people, to know how you can establish your own business there in that area. Then as well as partnering with local retailers or improve your delivery network in those areas. Then we have train the local team on some effective sales techniques in that region to engage the customer as well. So I would copy this and just paste this here. Control C, and I would paste this here. So this is going to be the last thing I'm going to be doing here. So when you're doing yours, just put as many as possible there when you're doing your own. So I'll make this bold. So I'm done. I don't want to, because our time is fast spent, but I want to believe we've been able to pick one or two from this class and how we can also create reports, run
It's not fast
analysis.
spent, yo. We are enjoying this class. Oh.
You're enjoying the class. I'm looking at the time actually. So I don't want
Ah,
to keep us waiting. But if you want to agree that we should continue, no problem. Let's continue. So
No,
so we
no,
have
we don't. No, we can stop. We have other engagement too.
okay. All right. So I'm done with this part. Now the assignment, I'll still give us a custom project after this one. I'll send it to us after the class. So you're all going to rebuild or recreate this particular dashboard with your own color. Add your own name. So how do I add name? Don't forget. Let me copy this. Oh. I want to make this. How do I? If you want to copy this icon, right click. Then I'm going to just right click. I'll copy it. Then come here to the other part to paste it. Control V. I'll drag it here. I would have advised that we how will I put it? We already create this part first before we duplicate to other pages, so it will be easy. You would have done whatever you want to do instead of trying to link and link again now. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to my business performance overview. I'll right click. If you want to edit link, just right click, then you see edit link. So I'll just copy this URL, Ctrl C. So I'll hit OK. I'll go back for every other ones here, right click. Okay, so it has been linked already, so there's no need. Everything has been linked. Okay, so I'm good to go. Write your name. So to know that that's for you. You can even add your picture. I don't have a picture here, but you know how to insert picture. If you have a picture here, just come to insert picture. So let's assume that over the cell, assume that my picture is, I don't have a picture, but I don't have a picture on this system. So you know how to insert pictures. Just insert pictures and type in your name, insert your own picture, or if you don't want to, but make sure to show that it's for you by this person. Type in your name there. It could be here at
Ma,
the top
where
here.
should we like put the picture?
Where should you
Okay.
put the picture? Okay, let's assume I want to insert picture now, even if I don't have picture on this system. Insert, place over cells, this device. Let's assume I still want to use this icon here. Let me see if this is going to work. Can I insert this? Okay, let's assume this is the picture, which is not, it's not my picture, but let's assume this is it. So you can either add it here, maybe add it here and type in your name. Come here and copy this particular, Ctrl C, then come here and paste it here, Ctrl V. I'll paste this here and I'll type in my name. Ibrahim Blessing. Then, so when creating your own, this shape, make it longer a bit. At least it can still contain what you want to do. But mine is shoulders. I used icon. Okay, so I'm okay with this, and I would just, is that you put it here, or you put it here like this, or you bring it here at the top here and put your name as well, anywhere you want to put it, to show that that's for you, so nobody would steal it and say that is our work. So this is anywhere by Ibrahim Blessing. So everybody must recreate this particular dashboard. Thank you, everybody, to be submitted this week. I also show us our capstone project now. So I'll go back. If I want to share this report that I've built online, I want to share it. So I'll go back, come here. In your file tab, you would see the icon for share. You see the command for share. So click on share. Once you click on share, if you have a OneDrive account, you sign into your OneDrive and to save it to the cloud. So I will just click on this. I'll save to this. So once I upload that, so you should try to upload it to the cloud for me. Then I'm waiting for it to also generate a link that is shareable. But the only disadvantage is that the map would not show. Don't show. So let's see. So if you want to share to somebody, you can add the person's name. If you are not sharing, you can copy the link. So I'll just copy the link. Anyone can edit the link. If I don't want anyone to edit it, settings. Mine is different. So if I don't want anyone to edit it, I can just change it to don't edit, just view. View it. So view. And the password is copied. If I apply, if I go back online and the link is copied now, I go online and I paste that link that I've copied. Ctrl V to paste it. Okay, enter. The person will be seeing the report I've created. So you can see everything the report I've created is showing. So you can see it. But the only thing that is not showing, you can see this chart isn't available in your version of Excel. So you will not see it. You will not see the chart. You will not see it online, but you would see other things that you've created. You will see everything, every other thing online. It's a way that you can also specify what you want. If I don't want my audience, or whoever will viewing this, to see my pivot table, I only want them to see the reports. There's a way you can do it too. So let's see. I would cancel this. There's a way you can, if you want to specify which. Now, if I'm using OneDrive to do that, let's click on new. If I'm using OneDrive to do this, OneDrive will tell you, okay, because I've used this already before. If you try using OneDrive, OneDrive will tell you to specify if it's all the pages you want to use or not. So I'll just go back. Let me see. It's because I've used that other one, so it's just bringing this for me straight up. But when you're using
Okay, sorry,
OneDrive,
bless, but
okay,
what if you hide the pivot table sheet? So because you are not giving them edits, right? It's on view only. So I don't think they can be able to open
okay,
your
let's hide
sheet.
and see. Let's hide and go back But there's a way that you can specify when you're uploading to the drive. Or you want to copy the link. There's a way you can specify what they should see. They would only see the ones. Of course, you can see now you've hidden it already. It's not showing the pivot table. Actually, only you can see it on your. So you can also do that. Follow that too. You can follow um that pattern as well. But there's a way you can also hide it while uploading to the drive. You hide what you want your audience to see. You would have it on your own Excel file on your system, but others seeing it online would not see the pivot table. There's a way you can hide it. I wish there's someone that is using this as screen has done this now, would have shown us how to. But I already uploaded to my OneDrive, my Microsoft 365 OneDrive, so can't show us how to. Okay, so yes, we are done with this report. Now, let me quickly, I said that we're going to do the assignment together. So Control S to save. Don't forget to save your work. So it's going to be that you have stories that touches the heart after you've done your analysis and everything just disappears. So always save at every point, every interval you have. So I'm going to close this and let me just open a new file, a new sound import. Let me check how many people submitted the assignments. I'm not sure we're up to 5. Majority have been battling with that assignment, and it's not something hard. So go to my data tab, and I'll say, my data is a CSV file, so CSV. Then this for the assignment. It's not something that is hard, but I know 2 things I didn't teach us. That's what is causing the problem. So I'm going to my desktop. Then where's the file now? Yes, this particular one. Is it? Is this? Yes, this is it. Okay. So for those of us fighting with the assignments, let's look at how it is and fix it. So Prince, do you want to say something? Your hand is up.
Yes, so I actually wanted to confirm something from you.
Okay.
So if I may ask, right, do you prefer building a dashboard on Microsoft Excel or between building a
Okay.
dashboard on Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets? So which one do you think it's more preferable, or which one do you think
Actually, to
is
be
more
honest,
comfortable?
to be honest with you, I have not used Google Sheets to create dashboard before. So all my life I've been using Microsoft Excel. Maybe when I try Google Sheet, I can now say, okay, I prefer this, but I think Excel, there are some limitations to what you can do on Google Sheets. I don't think we have
Yeah.
pivot table on Google Sheets. I don't think you have data model
No,
on
no,
Google Sheets.
there is both slides,
Is there data
everything
model on,
it's on Google.
is there data model on Google Sheets?
I don't know, but there is
Um
pivot tables, slicers, and all that. All those features are
okay, so
there.
let me check. Do we have I'm coming. Data model. I think there's still some limitations on how you can I don't think we have data model on Google Sheets. I don't think we
But
have
if
that.
you ask me, I would even say Google Sheet is even more complete because recently I've noticed that there are some formulas that are on Google Sheet that are not even on Excel, like count unique
Even on
if
Excel,
and
right?
count unique ifs. Yes, count unique if. I use that a lot on Google Sheet, but it's not on Microsoft Excel.
It's not on Excel. Yeah. Maybe
It's
I'll
not
also
on
give it.
Excel.
I'll also try using Google Sheets too for some. But most of the time I use Excel. Most of the time I use Excel. Okay, so whichever one, if you can do most of the things you do on Excel and Google Sheet, why not? You can create report on Google Sheet. I've not tried that before, so I can't really tell you if it works or it doesn't. You can try that. At least looking at the knowledge you've gotten already from Excel, you can try that from your end and see if it works. So if it works, why not? No problem.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, thank you. So I'm going to load, don't load, transform the data. So who are those fighting with this thing that they're looking for metrics, looking for margin up and down, looking for this? So first thing first, once you load the data, we have over 160 columns, and if you check the data well, you find out that okay, first let's remove top 10 rows because we don't need them. So I'll use remove rows, and I want to remove top 10 rows. So top 10. I'm sorry for keeping us to this time. We have to round up, finish everything today. So I'm sorry for taking our time. Then I'll use first row as headers. So someone is saying that they can't find the margin. I was saying just click on the filter button, and once you click on the filter button, you'll be able to see other things here. You're seeing blanks, right? Just click on load more. Load more will let you know if you still have. So you can see margin. We have margin. You're seeing sales and you have margins. You have blanks here. So I would hit okay. All right. So what is the first thing to do here? Remember how I was explaining pivoting and unpivoting last weekend? How that when you're seeing here, you're seeing attributes are being made column headers. And the first rule of data normalization is that every attribute of values must have its own column. So it means that this date that you're seeing as headers shouldn't be the way it is. They should be in a single column. So you have to unpivot these columns here that contains dates as headers. To do this, since we have over 160 columns, and the first, I'm 100% sure, 1, 2, 3, 4, this first four, the remaining 56 columns they have date as their headers. So I'm going to unpivot it. And to do this, I'm going to select all this, Control Shift, and I'll select this first four. Then I'll come here, go to my transform tab. You'd see that even the pivot column function is grayed out. It's not, we can't use it here. So I'll use the unpivot columns. Click on drop down and I'll say unpivot other columns. So the moment I unpivot other columns, you can see it filled all this with sales, but I don't want to show us this yet. So I would cancel this out, right? So anytime, what I want to do here now, if you open this sheet, I can't open it here in Excel because I'm currently in Excel. If I'd opened it earlier before now, it would open. If I open this, we have blanks, we also have margin, we also have sales. So what I want to do is to fill these sales down, this particular sales, I want to fill it down, as well as if you still scroll down, the place where we have, there's a place that contains margin, but we have to keep strolling to get that. If I had opened this in Excel before we open this, we'd have seen it that is a part that is margin in this data. So let's just go back. So how do I fill the whole of this cell here with sales all through as well as margin all through? That is, fill this place down with sales. Then when it gets to the part of margin, fill from margin downwards with margin. Currently, if I come here and say fill, we have the button here for fill. If I click on the drop button and say fill down, nothing will happen. It will not fill anything. And that's because every empty cells you see here, Microsoft Excel or Power Query recognizes it as a blank text string, meaning it's not seeing it as an empty cell, but there's something there. Even if it's blank, it's seeing it that it's blank, but there's something there. So it views it as a blank text string, so it will not fill down. The lead time is going to fill down all this column here with the value you want it to fill it down. Is we have to let it know that, okay, this cells here is empty by adding or replacing every empty cells here with null. What do I mean? So I'll come here to replace value. What do I want to replace value with? So I'll come here and just type in null like this. So when Excel or Power Query is seeing a cell that contains null, it sees it as a cell that is empty. But if it's not containing null and it's just containing blank, it sees it as a blank text string. So you can't fill it with anything because it sees as if something is there, but it's just blank to you. So I'll hit OK, and it fills every other cells here with null. So now it recognizes these cells now as empty. So I cannot fill down. So I'll come here and I would hit fill down. So what fill down will do to fill the values at the top, fill it downwards. While fill up will fill the value at the bottom and fill it upwards. So I'll click fill down and it will fill everything. You can see sales, 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 sales all through, sales all through, sales all through. If I use this filter button now and I load more, you won't find blanks again. You just see we have margins and sales. If I uncheck all, and I check margins and hit OK, you will see that it returns all the margins. So it has filled where we had margin down with margin, where we had sales down with sales. So I'll just unfilter. So I'll remove this now. Then the next thing is now we'll just unpivot this time around. So hold my shift button, select the first four, and I would say I want to unpivot other columns, unpivot other columns. Then it reduces everything to this size. I don't know. Do we have, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I remove this ref1 column. So remove ref1, remove the column. So I don't need it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 complete. This is currently is a date time. It's showing data. So I'll rename this to, I'll give this date column, date column. This is date. And we have values here. So what do I want to do? I have to change this data type from ABC, currently is a text, to date, right? So I'll come here and I'll select, just come here, and currently is date and time that is there. I'll select date and time. So you can see that I've changed this to dates and time. Then I'll try to change, I'll change to date. Add new step. So you can see that's changed all this here to date. For some of us, it might show error. And once it's showing error like that, it's probably because of, anytime you see your date show error, is because that date of the region where that date is coming from. You know, Nigeria and UK, aside from US, every other state, every other country uses the day, month, year, date format, while US uses the month, day, and year format. So if that data is coming from the US region, and by default, the power query will take the date of the region you are in. So currently it's currently Nigeria. So if that date is coming from US and you try to format or change it to date, it will give you error. And that is because the setting of your power query is currently different from the setting of where that data is coming from. So you have to change the data using locale. So in a situation that you might encounter it at your own end, if you click on this date, you change that using locale. So using locale, you can fix that. So let's assume that, let me just cancel this step. Okay, so let me cancel this step now. Let's assume that we had error, right? We had error when we were trying to change the date. So all I have to do is come here. If this data was like it's coming from currently, it's just, it is obvious this is day, month, and year format. So I don't have to stress myself. But what if it is month, day, and year format? What if? To sort that, just come here using locale. Then I would say that when you usually look at this thing pops up, it's waiting for you to come up. Yes, it's waiting for you to come up. Then I would say, okay, what is data type? Leave it at date and time because it's date and time that is there. Then what is the locale? So I'm going to change it to the location where the data is coming from. So if the data is coming from the US, you check the format that it is month, day, and year. So you go and change it. You'd select English, United States. So this would change the, how will I put it, is going to set it to be in the format of the date format of the country that data is coming from. So this is how you change your date format, your date type using locale. So what if you now have more than one date column? Maybe you have order date, ship date, delivery date, and they're all coming from the US. So instead of doing it one after the other by changing the time, changing the dates using locale one after the other, you can just go back here in your file tab, you go and set the file. So you come here to options and settings, you'd see query options. Then once the query options, this thing pops up, you come here to regional settings. So here, currently speaking Nigeria, we're not having any issue now because Nigeria follows the day, month, and year format. So, and currently the date is currently on day, month, and year. So we don't have issue. I didn't mean it is in month, day, and year would have problem because my locale is currently set to be Nigeria, to be Nigeria format. So if we had more than 3 columns in this sheet, we just come here and change the locale for the entire file, for this file. Then I'll select United States, and that will fix the problem for me. So I'm okay with this part. So let me just change it, date and time. I just try to explain that. Then I'll change to date. I would ask it to add the new step. So I'm okay with this one. Then values. Now I want to split this such that we'd have every values, we have sales, all the values for sales in a single column, all the values for margin in a single column. This is where pivoting comes in. So I'll select this metric column, click pivot column. Then once this pivot column dialog box appears, it's asking you what is the values column, that is the value containing the data you want to split into those two, the sales and the margin. I'll click on the drop down button here and I'll select this particular one, values. Then I'll hit OK. This will split, it will pivot the column. You have a single column for sales and a single column for margin. So let's wait for it. So I'm waiting for it. Oh Jesus, time. Okay. So you're waiting. It should take a while because the data is much. So it take a while. So let's wait for it a bit. So are we still with me or we've left me already? Prince, you want to say something again?
We are still here.
Okay,
Yeah.
Prince, you want to say something?
The correction we have been waiting for. We are here.
Okay. So can you see now that we have it split into sales and margin? This is the transformation. Who is saying something?
No,
Someone is
ma,
saying
I'm just amazed. So
you're amazed.
Ma, but the one I did
Okay.
for this, like the sales part, I
Okay.
just filtered the null part and left the margin and sales.
Ha. You filtered the null. Which null?
Like the first one, the one that the margin and contain both the sales and margin.
Okay, the metric that contain both sales and margin.
Yeah. It has
Oh.
null, so I filtered the null part.
Okay. But this is the way we would have done it. That null part now is like you've removed some records from the table. You've unfiltered, so you only left it only a few of the data. So this is just how you can see how we just, in how many steps you are done. This is just what the assignment is all about.
Can we scroll down small?
Okay.
put on the quality of the data to
Yeah,
show like
wait, I'm waiting for it to load. Let me just use this view. As I'm waiting for it to load to be sure. The column quality. So it's still loading. That's what I'm waiting for. So I'm waiting for it. So in this sales column, there's going to be a place for almost empty, null. It's not even okay. So I'm going to provide based on the entire data set. So don't make mistake of assuming that your data is clean when you just, and it's currently on column profile based on top 1000 rows. So I'll profile based on entire data set to be sure that I don't have empty cells or error in my data. So I'm waiting for it to profile based on the entire data set. Yeah, so while you're waiting for it to pop up, so I'm going to show us something. In data analytics, there's something called documentation. So I want us to do this as well. I'm going to show us where you can use either medium to talk more about your analysis, what you've done. So I'm going to share something here. This is Favor's work. One of us, he used Microsoft Excel to analyze pizza sales. Then he documented his work using Medium, where he talked about the project. How many of us have used Medium before? You know how to use Medium. You have a Medium account. If you don't have, you have to create one using your Google. You can create one anyone. Either you create using your Google account or just create account with Medium, where you talk about the project you're working on, introduction to the project, the work done, how you did it. So I'll send a link to this. I'll send a link to this Medium so you can see how it is being done and also use it to do your own. Then work done, what was done in the project, the cleaning part, and when it was done, he showed the pivot tables. Then he talked about the key insight and recommendation, what he generated from his analysis, the overall sales performance, the top selling pizzas. He talked about it and he also put a picture of the dashboard he built to the he added it to his whatever his documentation, everything. The one is done. Conclusion. This is for favor. You document your analysis, what you've done for that project, what the project is all about, the steps you took, the tool you use in doing the project, the steps that you took, the insights, your findings from the analysis, then what you are recommending. So this shows that you know you're not only building dashboard, but you also know you're documenting every process, everything that you did. If you faced some challenges while working on the project, you also add the challenges you faced. So I also have another person here, Modesta. She also documented her one of her projects that she worked on, also financial data analysis. She documented it, sharing a picture of the dashboard, giving an introduction to the dashboard, some key performance indicators, then sharing the total customer, total bank profits, everything, then the problem statement, and how the findings she got from the problem statement. Then when she was done, everything from the problem statement. When she was done, she talked about the key performance indicator, talked about them. Then there's a part which talked about the her analysis, then the insights, the results she got, her conclusion, and the recommendation. All those things we did with the dashboard, you can also put them here. So I'll share these two links with us. So once you are done creating your own report, both on the sales and the custom project on health analysis I'm going to be giving us, you also to document your process, document all that you've done for the project, and share your Medium link with us on the group to see. So there's going to be a part that will show us how to build portfolio. So you add all these things to your portfolio. So anyone being your portfolio will see that you've not just created dashboard, but you've documented your process as well. So I'll share these two links with us on the platform on WhatsApp so we can go through them. So when we are done building our projects, would also work on the Medium. So let's go back to our um
Hello.
okay, yes. So you can see we have 94% valid, then empty. So now one thing you should note is that when you have blanks in a text column, it sees it as blank strings. But in a column that contains numerical values, it sees it as they contain null. Any numerical column, a column containing numerical values that has empty cells will be showing as null, not as a blank text that Power Query is seeing this one for the one for metrics before now. So all I'm going to do is just replace every nulls in this column here. I'll replace them with 0. That means we don't have, if I delete them, it's also going to affect some of the records here. So I don't want to delete. I will need to just replace every nulls here, every empty. I'll replace it with 0. So I select this sales column, then come here to my transform tab, and I'll hit on replace value, and I'll say replace null with 0. So one is wondering why then is null. If any empty cell in a column containing numerical value will be seen as null. That's why I know it is null. So I'll hit OK. And that should fix that problem. I don't want to remove empty cells there because it can affect other records. So you have to be sure of what you want to remove or you remove. But I don't want to remove it. So while waiting for this to replace, let's go back to, if I want to screenshot this that I've worked on, I want to screenshot this. Maybe it's okay. I can't because this one is still loading, so it's not. So let's wait for it a bit.
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you.
From the screenshots you sent to us, the date from like the date is not aligning. It's supposed to start from 2019,
Okay.
but it's year starting 2017. I guess we're supposed
That's
to.
because it's sorted. If it's starting from 2019
Screenshots.
in that screenshot, then it's sorted. And it's starting from 2017 here. Don't forget the data set is from 2017 to 2019. So you can sort it. Did you get that?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
So it's still the same thing. Whether 2019 or 2017, anyone. You can sort it to be in this order. So I'm just waiting for you to replace all this. Taking it away because the data is much. So if it doesn't load, I won't be able to do another thing on this Excel. So I wanted to show us how we can screenshot before. So if you want to screenshot, for my own system, I use Windows Shift S. Windows Shift S would bring out my snipping tool like this. Then I can't do anything now because it's still, this Power Query is still on. So it has to finish replacing values before I can screenshot. Okay, so Windows Shift S, let me see. Windows Shift S, so I can screenshot, I'll just highlight what I want to screenshot like this. Then once I'm done, it pops up and I'll save it. It's probably not popping up because I'm currently online. So once I go offline now, I'll be able to screenshot. So from your end, mine is Windows Shift S. I don't know for those using Mac or any Apple device, what is the snipping tool, but for Windows is Windows Shift S. It would bring that out and you can always highlight where you want to screenshot and save it to do your work. So I think we are done. We are not, I think we are done already. They're still waiting, but replacing with 0 would replace everything. So you have 100% valid. Then there'll be no empty cells anymore. So yes, we are done with the whole Microsoft Excel thing, from basic, advanced to basic, intermediate to advanced, which is the visualization aspect. So do you have any questions? You can see now 100% valid. We don't have empty. So everything is okay. No error. Nothing. So we are good. So any question? Anybody have any question somewhere?
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you. Please, can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
Yes. Oh, I have to even try this again. I knew I did rubbish. Okay, first of the dashboard we just built.
Okay.
That you said before, so before we duplicate, we can put the icons or put what you need. So when you duplicate, it's already linked. But the time, if how will you link it to a sheet you have not created? Because you had to
Now
first
to do this,
duplicate.
to do that, yes, you can just maybe create those sheets. Okay, that's true.
Okay,
That's
man.
true.
When you create the sheet, the format will not be on it.
Now you can create
That
those
means you have
sheets.
to start
You can
copying and pasting again.
Yes, exactly. You have to copy and paste again the icons.
Okay, like okay, even the like, because what I was saying is that if you do the icon for the first one, now you can't put link icon to a sheet you have not created. So I think maybe you just have to duplicate the
Duplicate like I
icons
did,
and
right?
link again and again. Yeah, I think this is the best way, because if you want to duplicate with the whole format, you
Yes.
won't have linked icon in the first place.
You know, sometimes I could have just before putting all these styles, all these ones here, I would have just only create this part that has the header, the title, and this part that is holding the icons alone, then duplicate for everything. So that way, before I start putting all these styles here, I have all the sheets with just the title and the icons set. So that way it's very, very easy for me to just link them like that.
Okay, so you just do copy and paste for just the format, like all the layouts.
Yeah, exactly. So before I start adding visuals, so when it won't be hard for me to start and I start deleting those visuals one after the other, I won't have to do it again.
Okay, no problem.
All
I
right.
guess
So
that's
thank you.
another option.
Who else again? Any question before I show our custom projects that we're working on? Anybody? You have any question? Anybody? I think I have to celebrate some of us here, our consistency from day one of the class to day 8. We've been, very active doing the assignments. I mean, I'm so happy because it's made all the hard work, the sleepless nights, the creating course outline, creating materials. It makes everything to pay off. So thank you so much, everybody, for taking our time to learn this, and also for your cooperation as well. So I'm going to open the capstone project now that I'll be sending to a Google Classroom immediately after the class. Yeah. So this is your capstone project, and after you are done creating this one, Your submission is online on LinkedIn. You submit online a screenshot of the submission is a screenshot of your work, of your dashboard that you've built. Then in your post, you talk about the project, talk about your findings, talk about your recommendation. Same thing for this health analysis. We are still going to submit to the Google Classroom as well. So that's where your submission is going to be. So this is your custom project. It's on health analysis. So case study, Health Life Clinics is a chain of healthcare facilities that provides outpatient care services across multiple regions. So the organization is dedicated to improving patient health outcomes through personalized care, efficient treatment plans, and preventive healthcare initiatives. With a growing number of patients, Healthy Life Clinic seeks to ensure high quality care while identifying areas for operational and clinical improvement. I know English is too much, but like I said earlier, anytime you are given an objective, do well to simplify them in a term that you can understand before you start working on it so you not solve your own problem. So your task as a data analyst, you have been assigned the task of analyzing patient data collected over the past year. The data set includes information about the patient, the demographics, medical conditions, the treatment details, and outcomes. So your goal is to derive actionable insight that will help health life clinics identify patterns in the patient demographics and medical conditions, assess the effectiveness of treatment across different conditions, highlight potential bottlenecks in the service delivery, recommend strategies for improving patient care and clinic operations. So what are the key questions to address? One, what are the common medical conditions treated? Two, are there any noticeable trends in the patient demographics, the age, the gender, the location? Also, how effective are the treatment based on the patient's outcome? Then what is the average duration and cost of treatment for different conditions? So are there seasonal patterns in the patient's visit or conditions? How can clinic operations be optimized to enhance the patient's experience and outcomes? I know English is too much, I know. So detail sets, this is the data dictionary, talking about what each of every column, what it represents, what it means. Then download your data sets here. You send to us. If you have any question, my DM is open. I'll be there to respond to your question. So thank you so much, everybody. Do we have anybody want to say anything? Any question? I've taken our time, to be honest. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. So anybody, any question? Any question? Anybody? Are we still with me? Or I'm the only one here?
We are with you, ma.
Okay,
Àwa
so
pẹ̀lú yín ẹ má fọ̀.
okay. So Naomi, Priscilla, Yetunde, Ayotunde, do we have questions? If you have questions, just let me know so we can, if you don't have questions. Andrew, are you there? Basi, Paul, can you hear me? So
But we don't want to take much
We
time
can
again.
yes, I'm sorry for taking our time. I'm sorry. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for staying till this time. Yes. So let's do well to work. We have the whole of this week. I mean, the whole of this new week we're entering before we move to the next course that'll be coming up next weekend. So use the whole of the remaining 5-6 days to work on your project. Recreate this dashboard we did today, and also work on your custom projects too. I think that's all. To see you all. Now I'll give us 2 weeks. You work on your on recreating the dashboard you created today this week. Then next weekend we'll submit our custom projects. So I don't want to bombard us with so much things to do, but with that you have enough time. I'm going to submit too. So thank you so much, everybody. Let's have a wonderful night
Ma,
rest. It has
ask
been
question. Sorry.
okay.
Yes, so it's going to be very quick. The 90 days challenge that we are posting. Since we want to, like for me, I've not really meet up with where we are in my posting on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So now that we want to submit on LinkedIn, post this dashboard that we're going to build, this one and the capstone. So can we just post? Is that it? Like, won't it keep the process, the day 90 days challenge?
That is going to be your submission. It will be submission for the custom project. It's not. It has nothing to do with the consistency challenge.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Thank
All
you.
right. So thank you so much, everybody. Let's have a wonderful night rest. I'll miss us because this is my last class with us. So, but we'll still continue talking on the group chat. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Ella. Thank you, Basi. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you, Yetunde. Thank you, Dolapo. Thank you, Fumi, Lola. Thank you, Okoyemi. Thank you, everybody. Let's have a wonderful night rest. Bye.
Thank you, Ma. Good night, Ma.
Good
Thank
night.
you, ma.
Good night.
A
Thank
very
you.
nice
Thank you very
session.
much for your quality time. Thank you very much. Very,
All
very,
right.
very,
Good night,
very.
everybody.